Now on River Region Evening Edition, some answers from SIU basketball star Dion Lavender as he talks exclusively with us about why he's leaving the team. A popular brewing company makes changes for consumers, and pressure grows on Indiana's governor over a controversial new law.
News from around the world, across the nation, and here in the River Region. This is the award-winning Student Newscast, coming to you live from Southern Illinois University. River Region Evening Edition begins now.
A star SIU athlete breaks his silence about his departure. Good evening, I'm Zach Barrett.
And I'm Joe Fry. Dion Lavender says he is leaving Carbondale and the team. Evening Edition Sports Director Sydney Kessler is here with the story.
When asked why the sudden change, guard Dion Lavender said that his first year as a Dog wasn't what he hoped it would be, and that the decision wasn't sudden. He is the 5th player to leave the team in the past 2 weeks. Lavender is joining freshmen Jordan Caroline, Chaz Galata, Casey Goodwin, and junior Jalen Pendleton. Head basketball coach Barry Hinson talks about the current state of the team.
I want our fans to know that we did everything we could do to keep these players here, and it was their decision as of today that they felt like it was in their best interest to go and play somewhere else.
Lavender sat down with Evening Edition for an exclusive interview about why he is leaving. We'll hear his side of the story in about 15 minutes. Live from the studio, I'm Cindy Kessler.
Thank you, Sydney. The former pastor at the View Church in Carbondale has been sentenced to prison. Josh Swain pleaded guilty back in January to stealing money from the church, identity theft, and loan fraud. Swain will serve 6 years, but could be released in 3 for good behavior. Swain has been ordered to pay back all of the money he has stolen.
SIU is now on a government list for universities with financial aid problems. The Department of Education says the university needs extra oversight of the management and administration of federal financial aid dollars. More than 500 colleges and universities are named on the list. The Department of Education says the institution are being looked at for different reasons. SIU spokesperson Ray Goldsmith says this: "We are not on this list for misusing financial aid. We are on the list because of a late audit file that was required at the system level." The Department of Education says this list isn't meant to be a red light to students or taxpayers. It's more of a warning. It just means the colleges will be watched more closely. The Department of Education says this plan to release this kind of information more regularly.
The craft brewery industry continues to expand in Southern Illinois. The St. Nicholas Brewery has been open for about 9 months and the business is already branching out. A recent economic impact report says Illinois is now home to 67 craft breweries, which employs almost 3,000 people. Some of their brews, such as the 7-Eleven Blonde Ale, American Pale Ale, and Scotch Strong Ale, will now be available on tap at other locations.
And I think it's great, not only for the breweries, but for the area itself, because we already have the wineries, and if people come down here to go to the breweries too, that helps like the bed and breakfast out, that helps out the restaurants and all the local areas, businesses as well.
St. Nicholas's owners refurbished the historic hotel using much of the old brick from the original structure. For more history on the building or information on the brewery, visit their website located at the bottom of your screen.
Attorney General Lisa Madigan has created a new group with the hopes of improving the rates of recording sexual assault. Belleville News Democrat records show that between 5 and 20% of rapes are actually reported. The group will include Illinois law enforcement, healthcare agencies, and criminal justice. The goal is to find a solution for the low number of reported cases and improve prosecution rates. The new plan will also increase the need of sexual assault nurse examiners statewide.
Joe, the weather today was just beautiful outside.
And with some warmer temperatures too. River Region weathercaster Courtney Bunting has a quick look at weather.
Well, I bet some of you probably pulled out those shorts today, maybe those short sleeves, but unfortunately we'll have some showers coming up later on in the week, but not tomorrow. Look, the sun is out again, 53 tomorrow morning, midday tomorrow, 73 degrees, and we're looking at only some slight precipitation chances later in the week. But luckily these spring temperatures will be sticking around, and I'll have more information on how much precipitation and rain rather that we'll be looking at in my full forecast.
Looking forward to that forecast. Thank you, Courtney. When we come back, your phone may be able to hold a charge for up to a week. We have details.
And a local church pastor is going to prison. Would you like to have a phone that held a charge for a week or an electric car that can go 500 miles on a single charge? Robbie Hisgen tells us the SIU Coal Research Center will host an energy storage seminar.
Advanced battery research is on pace to double the amount of time batteries will hold a charge. Some of that research is being done at SIU University.
And energy storage is a very important topic in all the energy research which we are actually participating and making here on the campus.
Their energy research looks at storing excess electricity from coal plants and other energy producing sources.
The usage is actually pretty wide. And let me tell you that, for instance, if you are producing solar electricity or producing wind, of course, solar electricity we can produce only during the day.
Transportation is one of the best uses for more advanced batteries.
Electric cars. Right now, when we have the fully electric car, we have the different limits which we can drive. Tesla has about 300 miles or 350, but when you have the not heavy, not pretty big batteries, so we'll be able to store a very efficient way a lot of electricity, then probably we can expand the range.
The seminar will start tomorrow at 9 in the morning in the Mississippi Room at the SIU Student Center. The event is free and open to the public. For more information, visit acerc at siu.edu.
A 19-year-old man has been charged with aggravated arson. Carbondale police responded to a structure fire on the 700 block of West Walnut Street on Sunday. Justin Beerley ignited the fire inside the home after a dispute with another resident. Today, a Jackson County warrant was issued with a $250,000 bond. An investigation into the incident is still ongoing.
A Carbondale City Councilman up for re-election next week now has a suspended driver's license. A judge says Councilman Lance Jack's license will be suspended for 1 year. Jack refused to testing when he was stopped for possible DUI. He has a court appearance Monday, the day before the election.
Indiana Governor Mike Pence is asking for legislation that clarifies the state's controversial religious freedom law. Some fear the law would allow businesses to deny services to gay people. The governor says the law was grossly mischaracterized and has placed the state in a bad light. Organizations and businesses such as the NCAA and Apple have voiced their discontent. Some states are barring taxpayer-funded travel to Indiana.
I believe in my heart of hearts that no one should be harassed or mistreated because of who they are, who they love, or what they believe. Every Hoosier shares that conviction.
Protesters also gathered at Arkansas
But as I said,
Capitol to protest a religious freedom bill. The bill is similar to the one signed in Indiana, which discriminates between gays and lesbians.
Authorities recovered a cell phone amongst the debris of Germanwings Flight 9525 that crashed last week. The cell phone contained a video of the final seconds of the plane crashing from the vantage point of the passengers in the rear of the plane. Authorities did state Lubitz crashed the airliner into the French Alps on purpose, murdering 150 people. According to the Germanwings airliner Lufthansa, in 2009, Andres Lubitz, the co-pilot of flights 9525, told the flight school he had a previous episode of severe depression.
A potion from the Dark Ages sheds light on a cure for a once untreatable superbug. MRSA is a bacteria that infects the skin and is responsible for 5,500 deaths each year. The 1,000-year-old remedy called iSolve was discovered in a leather-bound volume of Bald's Leech Book, which is one of the earliest known medical textbooks. The recipe consists of garlic, onion, wine, and bile. Prior to the discovery, MRSA resisted all antibiotics, including methicillin, penicillin, oxacillin, and amoxicillin.
Yesterday, Governor Bruce Rauner announced a new campaign in efforts to decrease childhood obesity in Illinois. The program is trying to research ways to improve the students' fitness and nutrition, as Rauner says Illinois is home to some of the highest childhood obesity rates in the nation. The programs and fitness centers will be funded through partnerships like Nike and Coca-Cola. 3 winning schools will be picked as the national champion schools and will win a new $100,000 fitness center.
Iran could be one step closer to building an atomic bomb. Israel's prime minister says nuclear talks in Switzerland are emerging into a deal which would pave the way for an Iranian atomic bomb. Iran Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says it will have the necessary tools for construction in less than a year. Iran and 6 world powers, led by the U.S., hopes to reach a final deal by the end of June. When we come back, Courtney Bunting is going to have a full weather forecast coming up, and she's going to tell us how long that nice weather is going to last.
The market took a tumble today. Be sure to watch the nightly business report following the newscast on WSIU television stations.
But still warming up.
We're peaking on Thursday.
Yeah, we're definitely peaking. Get your short sleeves ready. It's time. Just get through the thunderstorms.
Good to see those high temperatures, though.
I
Thank
know.
you, Courtney.
Thank you.
In sports today, the Saluki baseball team heads to the Bluegrass State to face off against the Racers of Murray State in hopes of getting a win streak going.
And Joe, it's almost the greatest time of year. Major League Baseball's first pitch is only 6 days away. For more in sports, we're going to take it over to Sydney Kessler. Sydney?
Okay.
That was a really good win for the Hawks the other night.
It was. I'm really excited what they're going to do with Vancouver this Thursday, and I'm hoping that's going to keep a win, keep them on this roll. Because, you know, they get off of it, they have a hard time getting back on.
Dog days of the season. Wins are very important.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sydney.
Thanks, guys.
After the break, we're going to take a look at what stories you should expect in the news in the days ahead.
And also, some new technology is helping one tortoise have a new outlook on life.
And here are some of those stories making news in the days ahead. Outrage continues to mount over Indiana's controversial new law. SIU has been put on a federal watch list due to financial aid issues. And we have updates on the SIU basketball team as they look ahead to a future without 5 of their stars. Join us Monday through Thursday at 5 for River Region Evening Edition.
A 3D printer has given a tortoise a new look on life. Cleopatra the tortoise had a damaged shell that left her open to infection. When Cleopatra was brought into the rescue center, the owner had an idea to use the printer to create a prosthesis. The program built the tortoise a new shell layer that can also be removed for cleaning. Cleopatra is now safe to play and mate with other tortoises thanks to her new shell.
Man, that's really innovative. I'm really glad they invented that.
And I love the name, Cleopatra.
Even better. Courtney, can we get another look at weather, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you can see, the bulk of those thunderstorm chances are Thursday night into Friday, so be careful when you're sleeping. Make sure you get an early start. Maybe you can sleep through those thunderstorms, but after those, you see the sun's coming back out and keeping warm. So luckily, spring is here to stay.
Awesome. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us tonight. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at River Region News. I'm Zach Barrett.
And I'm Joe Fry. For Courtney Bunting and Sydney Kessler and more than 100 students who work on Evening Edition, good night.